Well, the issue with technology in general is balancing what you need today with what you might need tomorrow.
That's what makes the idea of modular so appealing. But there's something else to add to this conversation as we compute this.
So guess who's going to add to it? Thor Schrock from Schrock Innovations. Good to see you, Thor.
Good to see you guys.
He's
How you
the
doing?
man when it comes to modular.
He is the man.
The modular man. Did you get like a license plate, mod man? You know, there you
I
go.
just felt like there was a dance move somehow that needed to be associated with it.
You don't want me to do that.
A new craze.
No, no, no.
Domo arigato, mister. I know how it is. Hey, what's the deal with your computer line? Because you're making some changes.
Well, here's the thing. You might remember we did the ultimate upgrade a few months back, where we got an Asus laptop and we put a solid state hard drive in it and said it's a laptop with a solid state. And we went to all the stores. Like if you go to Best Buy and the Mart and everywhere else, you want to get a solid state based laptop, it's like $1,300. But here's this model right here with a solid state in it, and the we always do well with the ultimate upgrade, but the numbers were just boom. I mean, people wanted it. And so we sat down in our planning meetings and said, well, if people really want solid states, there's nothing stopping us from putting solid states in everything. If that's what people want, why don't we give them solid states? And so then we started looking into it, and sure enough, there is no other computer company on earth that puts solid states in everything.
I only know what solid states, I mean, I'd heard of them, but I knew more once I heard you talk about it. Do that for our viewers today.
Sure.
Explain why it's better than another option.
Okay, so let's give us the comparison of a record player, right? You have a record player, the record spins, the needle, for those millennials out there, the needle is the thing that goes on the record and bounces up and down and you make some music. So you hear the music, right? But you're limited to a certain RPM, so you can only play the music at a certain speed. Now you go to, say, an iPod, and you hit play, and it's just digital. You can skip, you can scrub, you can move through it. That's the difference between a rotating disk hard drive, which is what we all have in our computers right now. We all have record players, and a solid state. Solid state hard drives have no moving parts. They never need to be defragmented. They are incredibly fast. So you take a laptop, and you put a rotating disk hard drive in it, and you hit the power button. It'll take 30, 45 seconds to boot all the way up. Take that same laptop, same software load, put it on a solid state, 4 seconds.
Wow.
So how long has the solid state technology been out there?
It's been around for a little while now. I think 2010 was when we first started putting solid states in our holiday specials. Those were the first generation solid states. Yeah. Like any new technology, it was really cool and really advanced, and it got better fast. Like if you go back and find your first iPhone, Mike.
I've got the first.
Would you even use it now?
No, but I do have one of the first. What do they call the iPods?
iPod. You can't run with that iPod. You can't jog with it because it has a rotating disk hard drive in it. So I mean, we're talking about technology jump. That was what, 2004, 5, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's how the technology has moved. So basically, it won't skip. It'll break.
It just breaks.
It'll break the hard drive, and it won't work. So solid-state hard drives are incredibly resilient. So laptops for students especially, so they slam the bell sounds. They slam the lid shut. They don't wait for the thing to shut down and power down. They grab it, they slam it in their backpack, and they take their backpack and they throw it over their shoulder. It smacks them in the back.
They're ruthless.
And the whole time, that rotating disk hard drive is spinning, boom,
So
spinning, boom, spinning, and it breaks.
The new iPads, iPods, they all have solid state.
Yeah, they're all digital now. Everything is solid state.
But when we talk about computers and laptops, why don't we have solids if they're better? Why isn't it everywhere?
Okay, there's a trade-off. First of all, the technology is still relatively new. So we're in our 5th generation solid states now. They're just now to the point where they are reliable. Like they are nice. And they're getting faster and faster and faster. So we're at that sweet spot right now where the technology makes sense for the masses. There's still a little bit of a trade-off between capacity and speed. And we've talked before on the show about how people buy computers. We go to the store and we look at the card. The numbers on this card are smaller than the numbers on this card. And the prices are the same, so I want the bigger numbers. That's how we buy computers, right? We don't know what the numbers mean. We don't really want to know what the numbers mean, but they're bigger, so they've got to be better, right? Not always true, because like a solid state, for example, costs more per gigabyte of storage. So your solid states are going to be smaller in size and the same price as a much larger rotating disk. But here's the trick. How much space do you use on your hard drive, Mary?
No idea. Not a terabyte. And if I bought a computer, I would probably use 10% of that storage.
Most people use 80 gigs or less, including Windows and everything else. So, but if you're using an 80 gig hard drive, that means we could put you into a 128 solid state, which is about the same price as a terabyte rotating disk, and you would have the ability to have that wonderfully fast computer all the time. So we've decided at Schrock, We're going to do that with all of our computers.
Everything.
Now, if you want the rotating disc, we will still allow you to back down to the rotating disc because some people need the storage.
They want
Yeah.
storage.
Yeah.
Storage is more important to them than speed.
If you've taken all of your vinyl and moved it into digital, you might need that storage, you know, because
Right.
your record player doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, and listen, you might not even know what you want, but I think it's important that you get it instead of walking in and an associate really doesn't know up from down.
Yeah.
And much less be able to like create something custom for you. But it's the beauty of Schrock Innovations. So how can our viewers learn more about solid state hard drives and this new offering in your line?
Sure, you know, the easiest way to do that is to stop by any of our service centers. We have 3 of them, Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion. You can pop in, we'll be happy. We have them on display. We can show you how much faster they are.
Touch it.
Yeah, you can play with it, you can use it, you can experience, like when you click something, it's just done.
Yeah.
It's that fast. So it's really cool, it's really fun, but all computers at Schrock are now solid state equipped, go just in time, ironically enough, for back to school.
Well, I want a solid state and I want a terabyte. Is that going to cost me?
And a sandwich.
And a sandwich. Is that going to cost me though? A terabyte?
A solid state terabyte. You can get them. You can get up to. They're coming out with a 6 terabyte solid state now.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah. So, but the 1 terabyte solid state's going to run you about $400.
Yeah, gotcha.
Thank you, Thor.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Thor.
Great to have you
Good to see you.
here, as always. Well, if you're looking for something serious to do, don't sign up for what we're talking about next.
That's right. An untimed 2K incorporating 2 states, but it's what the runners are going to be wearing that makes this event stand out.
I think hopefully you're wearing it.